The Niger expedition is, in many respects, a typical army caravan. It has 100 men. They need to carry a vast amount of supplies, gifts, ammunition, other things with them. Well, the soldiers themselves are not going to be carrying all of this. They need pack animals. And so they bring in donkeys, horses, oxen, and camels to carry this massive supplies up into the interior until they get to the Niger River, which they never come close to getting to, by the way. And these animals, for the most part, are not indigenous to this region, and they start to die off very quickly. They die off from various diseases, probably rinderpest, maybe sleeping sickness. They die off from poisonous plants, from predators like lions, even bees. African bees attack them and kill some of them. The significance of this is that the whole expedition's logistics depend upon these pack animals. And once they disappear, once they die off, the expedition basically grinds to a halt. And that, in fact, ties us into the impact and the influence of these African authorities. The explorers need someone to help them move their supplies, although they're dumping all sorts of material, including their 2 cannons, which they bury along the way. They need African porters or carriers, but they can't get those porters without the permission of the rulers of these territories. And so they're effectively under the control of those rulers, who provide some assistance, move them a little further down the road, then cut it off, and repeat this process to the point where the expedition sort of grinds completely to a halt. The Congo expedition has a different set of challenges. So the cataracts that blocked access to the upper portions of the Congo River are a series of, sort of rapids, waterfalls, rapids, that prevent any kind of navigation from the mouth of the Congo River up into the interior. It's just not possible. And in fact, once the river is in fact explored by a European in the late 19th century, that is Stanley, Henry Morton Stanley, he comes from the opposite end. He goes downriver from the east and manages to run a few of these cataracts or rapids, but for the most part march around them. Although they knew that there was a cataract that they had to bypass further upriver, about 150 miles upriver, they didn't realize that it was only the first of a series of dozens of cataracts on the lower reaches of the Congo River. And so the expedition has to march through along the edge of the river, through the forests, to get past the first cataract. Then they managed to get past the second. But by that point, they too rely upon porters, and they've spent so much of their gifts purchasing the labor of these porters that they run out of supplies, they run out of gifts, and they realize they can't go any further. In addition, of course, they also start to get sick. And what happens in the case of the Congo expedition is that eventually about half of the members of the expedition die probably of yellow fever in short order.